Hi, this is Gary Kay, and you are watching a video version of my Rants and Raves podcast, and we have a special surprise for you today. Special announcement, sneak preview. No one knows this yet, so this is your chance to learn something new. I'm joined by Carl Johnson, who's with a company that you all are very familiar with. Carl, why don't you introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Carl Johnson. I'm the senior product manager for image processing products at Christie Digital.
All right,
Really
so
excited to be here.
everyone's heard of Christie Digital, know you for micro tiles, large venue projection, LCD monitors for digital signage, for digital cinema applications, and among other things. And now you're going to be known for something new, and that is Christie is officially announcing that they're getting into the video signal routing and distribution markets through SDVoE technology. They've adopted the SDVoE technology as far as AV over IP. So Carl, tell us what the product's going to be called and what form factor it's going to take.
Yeah, that's correct. Okay, we're really excited because Christie, we've entered as a founding member in the SDVoE Alliance. And really what we're doing is looking to streamline audiovisual display solutions, right? Really making audiovisual systems simpler, right? Running uncompressed video over 10 gig Ethernet, along with all the other important audiovisual signals and control that you need. And our entry products, our starting point this summer is with a product called Terra, right? So Christie Terra, and initially it's going to come out and we'll have transmitters and receivers in a controller. And you can see that, we'll have, the basic connectivity for audiovisual systems that you need all the time. HDMI, analog audio, embedded audio, control, whether infrared or serial, gigabit Ethernet if you want to do out-of-band control, and then we're transporting the video uncompressed on 10 gigabit Ethernet networks and at resolutions up to 4K 60.
Right, and that depends on the color bit depth, obviously, if it's completely uncompressed, because we've already done a lot of education on this to the market recently about which elements of 4K are uncompressed and which are need to be compressed when you get into higher bandwidth, higher chroma subsampling rates with 4K. But in the case of SDVoE, they are the highest bandwidth AV over IP system that exists right now. And it's been adopted primarily by signal routing and distribution companies, companies I think like DVI Gear and Aplona and some of the companies like that. And of course, Netgear is also an alliance partner, and they have signal routing. They have switches and routing that handles that 10 gig switching, but there hasn't been a big brand. I mean, all due respect to the companies that are in it, because there's a lot of smaller signal routing and distribution companies. There hasn't been a real big brand. And I've been saying for years that, or since it debuted about a year and a half ago, that until someone like Extron or Crestron or Kramer or AMX gets into it, that will sort of validate it as the AV over IP standard or the way to route signals. But you're a big brand. I mean, Christie getting into it, I don't think anyone thought that you'd be the first ones to go into it. So what's the thinking on this, and where can we see you guys move over the next 6 months? Is this just for your projectors? Is this just for your products, or is this for the market in general?
Well, I'd say it's for the market in general. I mean, there's a big opportunity here really to streamline audiovisual designs, right? If you just look at big systems, you end up with switchers, extenders, right? Lots of conversion devices if you want to add KVM and so forth. So really, Christie Display Solutions, we're really looking to provide complete solutions, or the opportunity to, and this is a very streamlined platform with SDVoE, with the Terra products, because you have naturally on the network 10 gig, you have extension, you have switching, right? In the SDVoE platform, we support video wall applications, KVM, as well as multi-viewer downscaling. So really, you get complete system design solutions that are possible working with Christie. I would say there may be some applications where you have a hardware appliance, like I just showed, a transmitter receiver, but then also if you think longer term, with Christie, you'll start to see displays over time that have an input, a direct interface to the SDVoE system, right? And really, a big ecosystem starts to develop over time, interfacing, collecting sources directly at the source, transporting them uncompressed over the network, and delivered straight to a projector or some other direct view display. So, I mean, this is really exciting.
So what you're saying is that Christie is basically getting into the signal routing and distribution market as a separate entity from the display market with this product. Yeah, it isn't just to support the display products.
Yeah, effectively, yes. We're looking to supply and support the customers in the market with complete solutions. And the SDVOE platform was ideal to do that. And because we have a community of other manufacturers that may have focuses in different application areas, that now you have a growing standard where there's a support for interoperability and complete solutions that are very streamlined.
In the first version of the product, the Terra product that you're going to show at InfoComm, if you don't mind holding the back panel of that up again, because it went up really quickly. It looked like to me, it looks like you have an HDMI port on there. Obviously, I'm going to go full screen here. You got an HDMI port there, and you've got two network ports. One is for control, one is for the signal, right? The AV over IP signal, and then you've got another 232 control port. It looks like possibly some IR port transmission there, USB, and power. So right now, to go in, I assume that first of all, the HDMI port I assume supports a display port as well.
Yeah, well, there's a display port connector, and then it's just switchable. Okay. As a transmitter, you select between the display port or the HDMI source, right?
Okay, I didn't see the display port. So there's display port and HDMI. What about VGA? How do you handle VGA with this?
VGA, this would be digital only signals, okay. So that you'd need to convert if that's what you have a legacy source. One point just to clarify on the two network ports, you have an opportunity. The applications, you can transport the content over the 10 gig as well as control it. Right. The Ethernet is just an option to get into the system and transport, or out-of-band control, which may be desired in some projects.
Yeah. No, that's good. I'm glad you made that point. And then, so the idea would be that this is like the first of many potential transmitters that are out there. This is the first of a line of other products that would be out there. And then, obviously, what about for control? You said there'd be a control interface that you'll come out with as well?
Yeah. Just to clarify, we're in the processing, business with the Phoenix processor, the X80, the Spider, and so forth. So you'll see not just transmitters and receivers, but actually processing.
All right. What about right? But what about
think of that, and then as far as control? Sorry.
Well, what I was going to say is what smaller system applications. Certainly, Christie, on the large video wall applications, I think this is a slam dunk, and everyone knows why you're getting into it. But what about the typical AV integrator that's coming in doing 3 classrooms in a building or a couple of meeting rooms in a conference room? Are you going to go after that segment of the market as well? Or are you mostly focused on the video wall processing right now?
The Terra product and the SDVOE platform will support both of those applications: large screen displays, multi-viewer KVM, and the smaller applications. So there'll be many rooms where there's a Christie display, and the Terra product can be used in complement that system. Now, I would say if I was to just expand upon the controller, that's an embedded platform that you would manage all the Terra devices in the system. Okay, and then you would configure them, program them. You can create layouts and recall them, or manage routing between endpoints in real time.
Yeah, and so all this will be in the Christie Center, which is they're doing the same kind of thing that they did last year. Last year they did a hockey arena. This year I believe it's a basketball arena, if I remember correctly reading the documentation. And it's really neat because one of the things that y'all do is you do a lot of image mapping there, and you show a lot of actually real applications, all geared around the Christie Mystique service that you guys have that will be in the booth. Will there be a separate section specifically on Terra, or will it just sort of be behind the scenes running things?
We will have a standalone demonstration of the Terra system, where it will be easy to identify the functionality and the capabilities, and get a good sense of where things are going. I would say there's also some Terra units will be used to support some other stations as well.
And when will the Terra product line start shipping?
You should see that a couple months past InfoComm, so you're into the kind of September zone.
Oh, one question. What's your differentiator as far as from a transmitter receiver standpoint than the other companies out there that are doing SDVOE products right now? Like if someone were to take a look at your product and compare it to any of the product, DVI gear, whoever that's out there, what's the differentiator there between what you're providing and what they're providing?
Well, one of the things is this model, it certainly supports KPM on all the units because there's a USB on every unit. You tend to see some variance there. I would really say is that from the control side and the software side, really the management of a large system that's secure, that'll support redundancy, and manage very large systems that require a lot of stability and scale to them. That's going to be a very, very large differentiator. So
you're positioned well, you think, in the more of the high end part of this for right now, and that over time that we might see a larger product line that covers everything from entry level all the way up to the very high end control room stuff.
Yeah, well, we're getting started at a good point that's with a product that supports a lot of different applications, and you're going to see more products that support Christie display solutions, larger displays, larger solutions, and the audiovisual system will be simpler to design, simpler to implement, and there isn't any, it's going to have a unique combination of performance, scalability, and flexibility.
Yeah, and let me just double check this, make sure I get this right, because I don't want to mess this up, because I should also reflect the fact that not only did we talk about your booth, we should say where your booth is. It's 25530. I wanted to get that right. At InfoComm next week. I mean, obviously, a lot of people are going to go by the Christie booth no matter what, because of it. Christie's one of the big 4 or 5 display companies that everyone wants to see. But this is going to be sort of a little added benefit there, the fact that you're in this part of the signal routing and distribution. Where I also have a feeling that Crestron, Kramer, and the like will also come by your booth, because I'll be curious to see how you're positioning this with the other products. Congratulations on the new product line. Obviously, Aptivision Technology and SDVOE have done a really good job. I kind of loosely use the term standardizing a way of doing this, but for Christie to sort of put your stamp of approval on it, I think is a big deal for them. I think it's as big of a benefit to them as it is to you.
Yeah, we're excited. We're looking forward to seeing you at the show.
Yeah, well, I appreciate it, Carl. Thanks for doing this. Thanks for this sneak peek. This gives everyone a reason to go by their booths, 2553 at InfoComm next week in Orlando. And Carl, you have a good day, a great day, and thanks for joining me.
All right, thank you.